Welcome to a new episode of Short Comic Introduction. Today is another first for the series because the comic I will introduce you today didn't start its life as a webcomic, but as an indie comic that was published. So yeah, let me introduce you to Gold Digger by Fred Perry, which was published by Antarctic Press. Now, this comic first debuted in the Antarctic Press magazine in 1991, so it is one of the longest running comics I have introduced in these segments. And it is said to be the most extensive, long-running, creator-controlled, self-contained North American comic book out there. And I kind of believe, because having a comic going on for nearly 250 pages. I think at the moment when I upload this video we are in issue 245 when I last checked. So it's really one of the biggest ones I know of. I know DC, Marvel, there are long-running ones out there, but mostly I think most of them, if you check it out, they will after a reboot they start anew, and so yeah, I can't check that out, but yeah, let's say it this way: if you have a comic book that's going over so much pages, and these are only 4 books, I think there are 7 of these gold bricks at the moment out there, I kind of believe that. So yeah, to be honest, this, even if this is a very long-running one, I heard the name somewhere between 2002 and 2005 when I slowly started getting into comics, but I never really checked it out. I kind of went when I saw something, I read it, but never really searched for something or informed me about something when I just heard the name, like I do now. So it took nearly another 9 to 10 years before I really got into this comic. And this was only because 2013, 2014, Antarctic Press did a Kickstarter campaign to reprint the first gold brick of Gold Digger, reprint the third version, a reprint, so let's say it this way, because the old one was sold out, and this was the first time I really checked it out. I only saw the poster they used for one of the posters they used for the campaign. This was this one, and I thought it looked kind of interesting. It had this old school comic vibe. It looks like a lot of action, and why not? And so I checked the campaign out, and it made it easy that even if this isn't a webcomic per se, you are able to read the old issues on the Antarctic Antarctic Press web archive for free. So you can get through all the old issues, and yeah, this is how I got into it. I started reading I think the first 20 or 25 issues, and I have to say I was blown away. Don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect comic or something like that, but I really enjoyed it. I love the humor, I love I love the energy in this comic, and so I thought, why not? Let's take a deeper look, and yeah, back this project. And the good thing is there was also the possibility to get the first 2 gold bricks, the black and white comics, as an PDF. So I checked them after I got them. I checked them out, and this is really a very, very how to put it, a very interesting comic series in so many ways. And the creator Fred Perry says it's a kind of mix between Indiana Jones and Final Fantasy. I would say yes, but mix a lot of other things into it. It's one hell of a crazy ride. In a nutshell, the story focuses on Gina Diggers, her sister, or let's begin it with it. Gina Diggers, a super scientist, archaeologist, teacher, adventurer, and her sister, Brianna, and Brittany, and her third sister, Brianna, and what they and all their adventures through time, to space, to everything. This comic doesn't I would say let's put it this way. All the comics I have looked at, or mostly I have looked at, most of them have a very cohesive storyline. Even the more fantasy ones, and this one is, how to put it, a roller coaster ride through everything. It's a heck of it's one hell of a crazy ride through. I really can't find the words to describe what this comic really is, because it starts like some kind of Indiana Jones kind of adventure with some terrorists and some kind of evil danger, an evil curse, and go. If you think you have seen the extremest part of this comic, there comes another part on top, and it doesn't slow down. So the start, even if the start looks to you looks and sounds crazy, believe me, you haven't seen nothing. I have to say, I admire Fred, how he's capable of thinking all of these really crazy stuff and what's coming, and even keeping it fresh in so many ways. This is also a comic which has one thing I normally hate, having an absolutely big ass cast of characters, and he is able to keep not only track of them. I mean, they're slowly coming to the whole cast. Up there, some are going away, some new are coming into, and every time a new cast member is introduced in some way, this is a cast member that's so different than the other one. So it's never a clone of another one, and it's I really can't describe it. This is a comic really you have to experience for yourself, and go in open-minded. I know some people will who know this one say, the art isn't that good, or the comics, the storylines are very, very simple or open-minded. I would say some yes, some no, but to be honest, the art style itself, it's a very old school one, and I kind of enjoy it, because mostly the old school comics are such crazy rides in so many ways, and it really fits. He took some liberty, because he was inspired by the old school manga designs, and it really shows. I will show you some pages that you know what I mean. I have some of the original pages here, so I can show you a little bit bigger before I show it in the small books. And yeah, it's I really enjoy his art style, and the way he's creating these comics with all these how to put it. He's one of the few comic artists still out there who use some of the of the style, what's happening out there, and it's really a crazy ride. Another thing I really enjoy reading this comic is to see how his art style is changing over all these years, and it's a very, very crazy. I know I used the word crazy, but. Where can you, let's say it this way, where can you find a comic where two jet pilots battle it out in an X-wing and a normal fighter jet, just to get at this one? This isn't the craziest part of this comic. It's an amazing ride in so many ways, and I really, really highly recommend to at least check it out. I know there are many people out there who started this comic and say, in some way they stopped reading. But let's be honest, a comic book should be fun. It should be a distraction from the real world. And this is one of the few examples of a long-running comic that just does this. Keep going. Do something else than just don't start with the real life problems. Do something else just to distract you. And I think Fred does a real job, and a really great job with this one. And it's really amazing to see that this comic is still going on. And yeah, like I said, the gold bricks, it's if you started now, you have a lot to go through. And I'm still waiting to the next. I think Gold Brick 8 was just finished some month ago, and there are still many to come. I really hope that there are still many to come. Another thing I really enjoy is, or I have to say, it's really great what that Antarctic Press uses Kickstarter for this one, because I think, even if many people know the name of the comic, they never really checked it out. And through Kickstarter, I think that the fan base went a little bit higher, just to getting these compilation of books, and they're doing a really great job. And just to do a shameless plug into the Kickstarter series that I do. Not only they don't, or how to put it, they if you have well, let's say it this way, there aren't people from with many words, yeah, but they inform you when something goes up, when there are problems, and if you have something, they answer every question. So I never had a problem with them, and I would say, if you are interested in these comics, check out their Kickstarter projects. You will be surprised how good they work, and yeah, you are able to get these gold bricks still over the shop. And if you're backing their Kickstarter projects, you can also get these books later on. There are hardcover versions, but I'm more a fan of the softcover ones. So yeah, just a shameless plug to the side. So yeah. I know this is a very very strange introduction to a comic, but yeah, this is, like I said, if you're a fan of old school comics where just sheer craziness happens, with interesting cast of characters, very different kind of characters, where you have adventures, really adventures, not just someone going to another place and doing nothing, but really these kind of, like I said, Indiana Jones kind of adventures with puzzles and everything. If you're a fan of a very direct humor, and yeah, definitely check it out. It's one of the comics I really would recommend, even if there are people out there who say this is absolute garbage. Don't believe them. Really don't believe them. Some people might don't think this is or don't put it very high, because it's not very slick like other ones. But like I said, it's a very nice distraction. Fred Perry does what a comic should do: distract from everything else, have a fun ride, just turn off your head, read this one, and come back to reality. It's a very nice distraction. I really enjoy it, and I really hope more people enjoy it, and this and find this comic. Like I said, you read about it, but because some people mention it, but not really more. Not really more. One thing I will mention, it's that some people might not like the art style. I would say I can see this, and yeah, it's always an opinion if you like something or not. But like I said, don't be put off of it if you see the artwork and think, yeah, it doesn't interest you. At least give it a try. It's like I said, it's a fun and crazy ride, and this is how, in my opinion, comic books should be. Yeah, you have the very dark ones, you have the very how to put it, very story heavy ones, you have the more character heavy ones, but you need to have a balance. You need to have the fun, crazy ones, and this is one that, in my opinion, does everything right. There might be parts where it's not that big, and I have to be honest with you. I am still trying to catch up. these books are nearly something between 600 and 1,000 pages long. So yeah, there's still a lot to read even for me. But and to this point, I have to say it's something I really enjoy, and there is nothing I really could say bad about it. Yeah, like I said, I think it's opinion. Some people like it, some not. But yeah, definitely give it a chance. And if you never have heard of it, check out the link, read the first issues. Then you will see if it's something for you or not. So yeah. Sorry for not going into too much details, because it's nearly impossible to catch up. Maybe I will do I will come to another, or will do another video where I go into specific issues in this one. But for the moment, it's just an introduction to this one. Check it out if you like fun and crazy ones. I know I said the same thing so many times in this video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next episode. Thanks. Bye.